Good evening, guests and fellow Toastmasters. A very warm welcome to meeting number 93 of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. I am Toastmaster Sudhir, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Our club's mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. As Sergeant at Arms, I must highlight some key points for today's meeting. The meeting is blocked for 2 hours, and we urge you to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefit out of it. Your video should be on, your audio should be on. Audio should be on only when you are asked to or need to speak. Regarding topics related to sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmaster International does not restrict speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys Toastmasters Masters Club, we request everyone to be mindfully responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. We urge you to be cognizant that we as a club practice diversity and inclusion in letter and spirit. Hence, ensuring that there is no sexist, racist, or other undertone that creates hostility and discomfort for the members as well as guests. Now, let me call upon the presiding officer for today's meeting, an experienced B2B sales professional and certified soft skill trainer with a decade of industrial experience, currently pursuing a full-time master's degree in the United States. She is a mindful introvert striving to become a profound public speaker. Grateful for the camaraderie of Toastmasters fraternity, she actively serves as a club mentor, club coach, and an area director across various districts. While continually learning and growing through her pathways, she also serves as the president of Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. She says, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream another dream. Please help me with a welcoming presiding officer of today's meeting, Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. Over to you, presiding officer."
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sudhir. God, can we hear it for our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sudhir, for helping us always understand what are the norms before you start a Toastmasters meeting. Well, quite interesting to see similar faces, familiar faces, and new faces every time at a Gabby's meeting. That's the spirit with which we come show up every week, whether it's Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday, but the intent is to learn something new. Well, greetings to everyone joining from any part of the globe. Please, let's remember one thing. Just like the first step of a long journey, every big transformations begins with a small action. And today, that action is we all being here in a meeting, ready to learn, grow, and inspire. I'm Smruti, the presiding officer for today's meeting, and with that, I officially call this meeting to order. Warm welcome to each one of you, whether you are a seasoned Toastmaster or stepping into this space for the very first time. Your presence in this particular meeting matters the most. Before we begin, we would always love to know more about people who are joining us. So within quick 30 seconds, may I request few of our guests or visiting Toastmasters to help us understand a bit more about you, maybe your name or where you are signing in from and what brought you to this meeting of Gabbys. May I request, it's always a pleasure to see all the familiar faces here. May I request Ganesh Rawat? Would you like to please help us with a quick 30-second introduction?
Yeah, hi, good morning. Good evening, sorry, good evening. So my name is Ganesh Rawat. I am part of Hannan Online Toastmasters Club. So I just saw the link of a meeting. So I felt like joining your meeting. Looking forward to learn from today's meeting.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Toastmaster Ganesh, for joining our meeting. And
Thank you.
indeed, we all are looking forward for enormous fun and knowledge at the same time. May I now request, though Mr. Nasir is taking the role of a general evaluator, but a quick introduction, not a part of the scripted one, something which we should know about you. Toastmaster Nasir, over to you.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Good evening, everyone. My passion was to do something in life, though an entrepreneur for almost 4 decades. But that's where I found Toastmaster, which changed my perspective of life. And I am here today in front of you because of Toastmasters. That's it. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that crisp introduction and awesome to know your passion about in general in life and Toastmaster as well. Thank you so much once again. May I request Rashi Garg? Are you the same Rashi I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. Rashi, would you like to help us with a quick introduction, please?
Yeah. Hi, Smruti. How are you?
Yes, you are the same Rashi. I'm good,
Yes,
Rashi. How are
yes.
you?
I'm all good. I've been like, I just saw the message and tried to connect with everyone. And I've been really missing out with every one of you. And it has been long connecting. So, should I introduce myself?
Yeah, with a quick 30-second, can you help us with your name and where you are signing in from and anything a
And
bit about you?
yes, I'm Rashi Garg and I'm signing in from Agra, India. I think people are there from other places as well. And so now I've been connecting you after a long time, and now I've in the last year's span of time, I'd started a women entrepreneur platform in the name of She Will Inspire. So that is how I got quite a lot busy with that. But again, I'm so thankful to you, to the Gabbys, for giving me the confidence of public speaking and carrying forward for a lot of speeches and everything. So I'm really, really always feel so thankful, and really looking forward to do more sessions with you. In fact, more classes with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rashi, for joining us today. And we look forward for more continuous learning process together. So
Yes,
thank you
same,
so
similarly,
much.
same here. I'm really looking forward for more of like learning processes with you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, may I request Sourav Tiwari? Sourav, would you like to help us with a quick introduction, please?
Hi everyone, my name is Sourav. I live in Hyderabad, India, and I am a Toastmaster for a long time. It's been almost 8 years. I have attended a lot of meetings in Gabbys as well, and I'm happy to be here once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you once again for gracing us with your presence. Okay, then, rest folks who want to introduce yourself, please do share your introduction in the chat. We would love to know more about you, where you are signing in from. If not, then please stay with us till the end of the meeting. I will come back personally to check with you that what did you like the most about the meeting, your feedback, or any particular aspect which you find a bit elevated from what you have seen from other meetings. So that was a quick about the guest who joined us. I'm glad to see members who are here. The renewal period is over, and we have the strong net of close members who really want to continue with this part of learning and growing. And that's what the Toastmaster is all about. So, with that spirit, as we call Gabby's as a family, so there is a new addition to this family. So, I don't see Shravan, but in his absentia, can you please help with a thunderous round of applause for our new member, a reinstated member, Toastmaster Shravan. Welcome, Toastmaster Shravan, to this second inning of your life, if I'm reading it correct, to this Gabby's family. Okay, now at Gabby's, we are no different. From any other Toastmasters club, yet we try to bring different blend in every meeting. If you have seen earlier from the last Tuesday, we are starting something new, something experimental for the Tuesday meetings. We meet thrice a week, which is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And every meeting, we try to bring a new blend, a new learning experience. So today is no different. You are going to see an exclusive prepared speech with tremendous back-to-back evaluations. It's there lined up for you, to stay tuned to the last leg of the meeting. Now let's quickly deep dive into the agenda, the theme of the meeting, and the person who is going to facilitate the entire segment. So, as we were talking about small steps. We have someone who will help us understand about the small steps and the bigger impact in detail. For that, I would request our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chahat, to get spotlighted. And for you, Toastmaster Chahat has been a part of ANZ for more than 3 years. She works in the small business assessment. She has lived in Nainital, Delhi, and Bangalore, collecting memories and experiences. She was a teenager when she first came to Bangalore, and the journey has been sensational. As a product of boarding school during her childhood, she believes in discipline, staying active, and participating in events. She likes to travel, read fiction, and perform aerial acts. Here, Toastmaster Chahat for all of you. Can we hear it for Toastmaster Chahat? Toastmaster of the day, the stage is all yours. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smruti. That was an amazing introduction. All right. So the question for everybody: what is domino effect? I would want everybody to participate, and let's make this a very interactive. What is domino effect? No one?
Happiness
Someone?
that gives happiness which we get from small thing or anything which our mind takes into it.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else would like to give it a try?
I think it is the chain reaction, like setting up a chain reaction. Something, one event, kind of setting up a chain of same recurrence of the same event.
That's correct. All right, let me connect it to the small steps and bigger impact. So when you watch the dominoes fall, you tap the first one, just a tiny push, and suddenly an entire chain reaction unfolds. That's the power of small actions. A single step, a single effort can set off something much bigger than we have imagined. Often we think change only happens through grand gestures, but real impact starts with small, meaningful actions. A kind word, a simple gesture, or a few minutes of daily practice can change someone's life, including our own. Our theme today, Small Steps, Big Impact, is a reminder that greatness is not about giant leaps. It's about the small, consistent efforts we make every day. Think about how a single book page read daily turns into a novel finished. A 5-minute walk each day can lead to a healthier lifestyle. A single kind word can uplift someone's spirit for lifetime. As we go through today's meeting, let's remember every small step we take, whether in public speaking, leadership, or personal growth, has the potential to create a bigger impact than we realize. Now, what is the amazing series that you thought it's going to be one episode and suddenly it's 3 a.m.? Does it leave a bigger impact on us? We no longer get up early for office, right? It's always that one episode, isn't it? All right, so with this, let's open today's session by welcoming our general evaluator, Nasir Hussain. Nasir Hussain has been an entrepreneur for 3 decades and a Toastmaster for 3 years, a member of LA 1924 Toastmasters Club. He served as the president in the past and present as an area director of A3 Division A D92. Nasir, everybody, please welcome him. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chahat for your wonderful welcome. It's a pleasure to be at the Gabbys, the thing which I was looking for. Today, as the general evaluator, I don't do anything extra like every general evaluator session, but I have my own sessions and I have my own reserves of mind, which I will share with you. It's not an easy task for a general evaluator to address the entire meeting, but it's a challenge of learning, both in terms of knowledge gaining and knowledge sharing. The duty of and the responsibility of a general evaluator is to observe the entire proceedings of the meeting, starting from suggested arms till the end of the session by the evaluators, and make a point and come back with the results, sharing what good has been taken care, appreciating each and every move, and also highlighting what was missing in today's meeting. And you all know I cannot do this tirelessly without the support of the TAGL team. An inspiring and combating TAGL team, which are here to support me to continue this wonderful meeting. I'll invite the first. I think today we have two timers. In the beginning, it will be Toastmaster Mita Shah, and I think it will be taken over by the later half by Toastmaster Erum. But let me invite a very dynamic and a committed Toastmaster and very inspiring personality, Toastmaster Mita M. Shah, to share the guidelines. I think I'll also introduce Toastmaster Erum Hannan. She is a software engineer by profession, joined Toastmasters to polish her communication and leadership skills. First to go is Toastmaster Mita or is it Erum?
Yeah.
Mr. General Evaluator, just to add here, Toastmaster Mita will be the timer for throughout the meeting.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Noted.
Thank you.
Yes, Toastmaster Mita. Here for you. Share your guidelines.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time each segment today, which are prepared speeches and evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Now, the first speaker, the speaker one, that is, there is a speaker's timing is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll show green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll just show the red card. And there is a one speaker whose timing is 18 to 22 minutes. Second speaker. So 18 minutes, I'll be showing green card. At 20 minutes, I'll show yellow card. And at 22 minutes, I'll show red card. And for the evaluation, timings will be 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll show yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll show red card. And 30 seconds grace period. 30 seconds grace periods will be given on both upper and lower side of the time limit. I'll be giving my report when called upon by our General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mita Shah, for your wonderful explanation. Let's go straight to our counter of the day, Toastmaster Shalin Kotia. Shalin is a Toastmaster from Pink City Toastmasters Club, Jaipur. He is exploring to start his own internet ventures. Toastmaster Shalin, would you please read out the our counter guideline? I think you're on mute. Toastmaster Shalin.
No, you're not audible, Shalin.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please
Sorry,
go ahead.
I'm extremely sorry.
No, not an issue. Please.
Thank you, General Evaluator Thank you, General Evaluator Nasir, for the warm introduction. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Shalin, and I am your R counter for today. So what I'm going to do in this meeting, I'm going to very attentively listen to your speeches and note down the usages of repeated words,
unnecessary words, and unnecessary sounds which you might make during your speeches. And I'm going to present my report at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. I'll give you examples of these unnecessary words and unnecessary sounds as well. So these filler words and unnecessary words are like well, so, but, etc. And then people also make unnecessary sounds while giving speeches, such as This is going to be my report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
That's wonderful, Toastmaster Shalin. Let's go to the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. She carries over 14 years of professional experience in finance and tech consulting projects, and she enjoys solo traveling and discovering new places. Let's see Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, what all she discovers as a grammarian.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasir, for the quick introduction. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and guests. So, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to place close attention to the language used by all the speakers today. I will make note of any misuses to the English language and also make a note of any outstanding words, quotes, or thoughts said during the meeting. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So, based on today's theme, and the word of the day is incremental, which means small, gradual changes that lead to significant results over time. One example of the word in a sentence: by making incremental improvements in our communication skills, we can become more effective and influential speakers. I would encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day today, and I will come back with my grammarian report when called upon. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Great explanation, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Let's go to the listener of the day, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, a passionate learner from Mohali. Currently, she is pursuing a career in soft skills and post training. Here are you as a listener.
Greeting of the day, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I'm the listener of the day. As much as it is important to speak in the club, so is important to be active listening. So I'll be closely listening to everything that is said during the meeting. And towards the end of the session, I'll be drafting short questions to test your listening skills. That is my role. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give my TAGL team a very good round of applause for the great job. The TAG team is here to ensure discipline, clarity, and linguistic excellence in a meeting which clears all the misunderstandings and learning of new words and presenting the first step in the speaking journey. With that, I'll hand it over back to the Toastmaster of the day, and with a reminder that I'll come back in the end of the meeting with my report. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasir. All right. Meanwhile, I am just going to ask one simple question to everybody. What is that one habit, meanwhile, today, and you're going to excel in that in the future? Just write it, and that should be it. And as we move forward, we have 2 prepared speeches. The purpose of each speech will be introduced by our respective evaluators. We have 2 evaluators for each speech. For speaker 1, we have Sanjay Jain and Rahul V. I request both of you to please confirm your presence.
Yeah, available. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, thank you. I will proceed with the introduction of Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. Sanjay Jain is a chartered accountant. He likes playing chess, cricket, football, and traveling. Sanjay Jain, over to you so that you can give the rules and description about the speaker and the speech. Thank you.
I think so. You only have to read out.
Yes, I will be reading out the rules of the speech. So, what you're
Yeah.
going to evaluate, do you want to share that with us?
Uh, right now, I don't have that, so you can read out it.
Okay, no problem. All right. And then we have the second evaluator, Rahul V. Rahul V, do you want to share the rules of the speech?
Yeah, just give me a minute. Let me pull it out.
Thank you.
So today I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Erum, and she's attempting her level 1 project 2. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Notes for the evaluator is that the member completing this project is working to write a speech with purpose. The speech they create must be well written and clearly focused. And back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rahul V. Rahul V is currently exploring different forms of life, like running, swimming, and reading. But more importantly, he's waiting for the next season of Rick and Morty. All right, so now let's move with the speaker one, which is the Toastmaster Erum. Erum is a software engineer by profession. She's an expert software development delivery manager, technical project leadership, and certified Scrum Master. She has joined Toastmasters to polish her communication and leadership skills. Now, she will be presenting the mastery of level 1, and project number is part 2. She is writing the speech with purpose, and the title of her speech is How to Prepare for an Interview. So, Erum, how to prepare for an interview? How to prepare for an interview? Erum, over to you. Everyone, please give it up a bigger round of Erum.
Thank you so much, TMOD. I would like to begin this speech by asking a single question. How many of you appeared in an interview? Can I have the hand raises from the audience? So many hand raises. This is the most crucial part of our life, that we have to appear in an interview. Now, the question arises, how to prepare for this? Any interview comprises of the 3 different stages. The first stage is the pre-interview. The second stage is during the interview, and the third stage is post-interview. Due to the constraint of time, I will be focusing on the very first part, which is how to prepare for the pre-interview. There are 9 steps, and if you really go through these 9 steps, it will definitely help you to stand out from the crowd and prepare yourself with a variety of the confidence skills and the communication skills. Let's see, what is the first step? The first step is you have to go through the job description, be it on the LinkedIn, be it on the career page, anywhere else, wherever you see the job description, you have to list down the key skills and the requirements from that post. And once you list down all the key skills and the requirements, you have to compare it with your resume and validate either you are eligible for this job or not. If you are really eligible for this job, apply it there by comparing the skill sets and the requirements. The second step is you have to research about the company and the industry, which type of the company it is. Maybe you can visit on the social media pages, the news articles, or any other information over the Glassdoor or the Google. Write down the company name, understand the products or the services they deal with. What's the company culture? What's the recent achievement of the organization? You can connect with the like-minded professionals over the LinkedIn. Ask them which type of the organization is this? What's their code of conduct? What's their organizational standards, the culture? Everything can be discussed there with the people who are already doing job. The next step is you have to prepare yourself for the body language. The eye contact, how to have the eye contact with the interviewer, how to maintain the posture. use the hand gestures, avoid the nervousness. And these all things can be prepared if you just stand in front of the mirror and speak. You can learn these things very easily. Having the practice, maybe in the meetings with someone else, with your friends, or prepare yourself by having a recording of the 1 minute video or the 2 minutes video. Stand in front of the mirror, practice it there. This will definitely help you to stand out from the crowd and will make you a confident person when you present in front of the interviewer. The fourth most important part is your dressing. You have to dress as per the company culture. It's better to search the company over the LinkedIn and think or discuss with the personalities about, is there any code, a dress code for the organization? The preference is follow the same dress code while giving the interview. The fifth step is prepare the questions for the interviewer. So many times we have seen the interviewer ask, do you have any questions? And the people remain just, they keep their head down. They do not have any questions. So you have to prepare the questions for the interviewer as well. You may ask, what's your expectations from me? What's the company culture about the employees' growth? And what are the next steps in the hiring process? So you can discuss these questions and ask from the interviewer instead of keeping your head down. It's better to ask the questions and prepare the questions before the time. The sixth step is there are so many common interview questions. Tell me about yourself. Can you please introduce yourself? So these queries can be discussed before the time. What are your strengths and the weaknesses? And people just try to have the nervousness on their face. What are my strengths and what are my weaknesses? You have to be ready for these questions before the time. The seventh step is your resume. You have to read your resume. You have to go through it. What have you mentioned in it? Is it really aligned with your mind? What's your skills? What's your experience level? And these things. The eighth step is the technical and the behavioral preparation. You have to be ready for the behavioral questions. How will you act in front of the difficult audience? How will you respond to the customer if the customer is just trying to be loud in front of you? Or so many other behavioral relevant questions. Technical preparation is the most crucial part, and this will help you to win the game. So you have to grab the every technical details, whatever the field you are. If you belong to the computer science, if you belong to the medical science or the business student, you have to have the you have to have the complete knowledge about the technical details. The ninth step is the mock interviews. Conduct the mock interviews with your friends, with mentors. Connect with them and ask them, can you have my interview, please? A short interview. You can connect with these guys and grab the confidence level. Again, if you do not have the availability of the mentors or any of the friends, you can just use udly.ai and this will help you to prepare for your interview. To summarize, I would say these 9 steps are crucial for your interview and this will definitely help you to win the game and stand out from the crowd. Thank you and back to the TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Erum. That was a very thoughtful speech. I hope we have noted down all the 9 steps, tips, and ideas so these incremental changes lead us to the higher number of offers. We will now move on to our second evaluators for speech 2, we have 2 evaluators, Jaspreet Kaur, Evaluator 1, and Evaluator 2, Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. So please, both of you, can you confirm your presence? I know we do have Toastmaster Smruti with us.
Yes, I'm also there.
Jaspreet Kaur. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Both of you, would you like to share the rules of the speech for the speaker 2?
I'll share the project.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is prepared to speak professionally. The purpose statement is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech that is a keynote style speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaspreet. All right, with this, our second speaker is Sunil Gupta. Sunil Gupta is a very enthusiastic about learning new things to evolve himself, and he's passionate about cricket as well as public speaking. He believes in simplicity, integrity, and hard work. He joined Toastmasters to develop his communication skills. In addition, he prefers to build strong relationships. Sunil Gupta, his title is Green with Envy. Green with Envy, Sunil Gupta. I request everybody to give a bigger round of applause for Sunil Gupta.
How many of you feel jealous of Mukesh Ambani's luxurious home and villa? Please show me your hands if you do so. No one? Why? Isn't it worth the beautiful feeling? I tell you why. Because Mukesh Ambani is not close to you, and his wealth is not in the frame of your mind. However, your neighbor, friend, or relative, Sharmaji's only 2 BHK flat. Oh, Guptaji's 150 square meter bungalow definitely gives you breathing trouble. Why? Because they are close to you and you feel you can too reach there. Oh, you should have already reached there. Oh, you reached there but fell. Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Jealousy is a natural and universal emotion that we all encounter at various times in our lives. At first glance, it may seem like a trivial emotion that can easily be dismissed or ignored. However, when we dig deeper, we find that it is much more complex or can be destructive if left unchecked. Before we dive into the consequences of jealousy, let's reflect on the fundamental elements that contribute to our happiness. Many experts agree that there are 3 primary elements, or you can say pillars, that uphold a fulfilling life. What are these pillars? Can anybody of you tell me what are these 3 elements or 3 pillars? Okay, I'll tell you. These 3 pillars are H, R, M. H for health, your physical and mental well-being. R for relationships, the bonds we share with family, friends, and the community. M for, should I tell you? You must know. Yes, M for money, the resource that allows us to live comfortably and pursue our aspirations. These three pillars are interdependent. A compromise in one can destabilize the others. Now, you will be shocked knowing that jealousy alone has the potential to weaken and destabilize all these three pillars if we do not manage it effectively. Let's see how. I have a colleague named Atul. Beyond being a colleague, he was my neighbor and close friend until 4 years back. We used to share a bond that was nothing less than a familial bond. We would often have meals together and gather together almost every 2 weeks to celebrate the little joys of life. But things began to change when he received a significant promotion, giving him the position of an engineer. Earlier, he was also an operator like me in our company. His advancement changed the dynamics between us. Instead of feeling proud of my friend's achievement, I was green with envy. This feeling, which was mild initially, slowly seeped into our conversations and created tension in our family relationships as well. Even today, I vividly recall the day when he came to me and told, "Hey, bro, guess what? Now I am getting the car that I wanted." His eyes were sparkled with excitement. And what did I say? It must be nice to have that kind of money. The hurt in his eyes was clearly visible. I knew I had crossed a line. After this, I started distancing myself and making excuses to avoid his company, as being around him magnified my own insecurities. The culmination of this feeling was evident at his promotion party. He was surrounded by our boss, seniors, colleagues, and enjoying the praise he deserved. While I was listening to the praise, a storm was brewing within me. I was in a black mood. Unable to hold back the emotion, I left the gathering abruptly. Sensing the tension, he stopped me and asked, "Hey Sunil, what happened? Are you okay?" You first belittle me by flaunting your success. And now you ask me, what happened? Eh? I left the party. That incident ended our relationship. Our families also drifted apart. The friendship we had together became a distant memory. All because I let my jealousy dictate my actions. As a result, it created invisible barriers between us. It reduced empathy, only fostered resentment, and eventually led to the disruption of the pillar relationship. Even after our friendship ended, the shadow of jealousy continued to loom over me. I couldn't stop measuring my achievements against Atul's. This constant comparison led me down a path of reckless decisions. In an effort to keep up, I bought a better version car than Atul's. It put me a debt burden on me. Not only this, I bought a 3 BHK flat in Greater Noida, for which I had to again take a hefty housing loan. This process continued for almost 1 year. Smart TV, AC, smart mobile phone, and so many things. These acquisitions, driven by jealousy rather than genuine need, plunged me into massive debts. Now I ask you, how many of you invest in share market, especially without doing enough research? No one. Excellent. But I did. To pay off these debts, I forced myself to invest in high risk stocks without doing any research. Not surprisingly, it plunged me into massive debts and depletion of the pillar money. Faced with so many financial troubles, I began to have frequent headaches, shoulder tension, and sleepless nights. Social interaction became fewer as I didn't want to face the successes of others that could highlight my own perceived shortcomings. Anxiety became my constant companion, and fatigue clouded my thoughts. In this way, the emotional stress of jealousy manifested physically. It contributed to elements such as headache, fatigue, and sleep disturbances, eroding the most important pillar, health. Jealousy is often viewed as a mere emotional nuisance, but its consequences are far reaching. I tried myself to get rid of these feelings. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, but it didn't help much. Then I consulted a therapist who explained me the nuances of jealousy. A fish cannot fly, a horse cannot swim. Therefore, stop comparing yourself to others. Rather, compare yourself to yourself. Comparing yourself to others will only make you forget your own capabilities. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you are ahead, sometimes you are behind. He suggested me three major constructive ways to manage jealousy. Number one, meditation. Do meditation to engage in introspection to identify the underlying causes of your jealousy. Number two, communication. If you feel jealous in a relationship, discuss your feeling with the person concerned. Number three, focus. Always focus on your growth and accomplishments. Setting goals and working towards them will take your focus off others. By following these ways and overcoming my jealousy, I apologized to my dear friend Atul. I could improve my relationship with him a bit. I couldn't make it the same as before. Ladies and gentlemen, it is obvious that jealousy, if left unchecked, always becomes your silent enemy and affects your personal as well as professional life. It ruins relationships, threatens financial stability, and undermines health. By acknowledging its presence and actively working to understand and manage it, you can regain peace and build a more fulfilling life. To understand and manage jealousy is not a rocket science. It's very simple. If you are jealous of someone, believe me, sooner or later, they will know about your negative feelings. And they will not remain close to you. When they are not close to you, they are not your friend, your relative. How can you think that they will help you financially in your need? No. And we all know when we are in stress, tension, we can't eat properly. We lose appetite. So it affects our health negatively. Let's choose empathy instead of envy, gratitude instead of comparison, and connection instead of isolation. By doing so, we can not only enrich our lives, but also contribute positively to the well-being of those around us. Last but not least, please don't be jealous. We are winner. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil. That was profoundly insightful and emotional story. Indeed, such a compelling and thought-provoking deeper perspective on this. I would ask everybody to give again a bigger round of applause for Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. All right, with this, we will be taking a 5-minute short break. And now it is 8:27. We should get back within 5 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone, and we will resume soon. Hi, can we confirm our presence? Let's welcome back ourselves. Are all the Toastmasters there?
Yes, we may proceed, Toastmaster Chahat.
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Smruti. All right, with this, the epitome of our theme, the power of 1% improvement. Now, does anyone know what is the 1% rule? Or have they heard any story, anything about 1% rule?
Yes.
Anyone?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
Charles. 1% rule. This was implemented in British cycling, which is given in the Atomic Habits. So every day they were improving 1%, and this led to a massive success for them. So it said that if you improve 1% every day, then you will be compounding the effect, and that will be 37 times more than what you are doing now. Yeah.
That's amazing. That was the correct answer, Toastmaster Sanjay. And yes, indeed, I took down the same example as well. So this is a real world success story. In the 2000s, the British cycling team was struggling. They had not won a Tour de France in over 100 years. So then a new coach had come. His name was Sir Dave Brailsford. Came in with a simple philosophy, the 1% rule. Instead of focusing on massive changes, he made tiny improvements, better bike seats, slightly lighter tires, even a better way to wash hands. Just imagine a better way to wash hands to avoid illness. At first, these changes seemed insignificant, but over the time, they added up. And within 5 years, the team dominated the sport, winning multiple Olympic gold medals and Tour de France titles. Success in life works the same way. You don't have to take giant leaps, just improve 1% every day, and before you know it, you'll be miles ahead of where you started. Now, with this, we will be moving on to our last section of today's meeting, which is evaluation section. Now, to guide us through this section, please welcome back our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Nasir. Toastmaster Nasir, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Chahat, Arora, for your welcoming me to back into the meeting. Now it's the time for the most awaited session of our this meeting. That's evaluation. Let's go straight to the first evaluator of the first speaker. The speaker was Toastmaster Erum. The first evaluator would be Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. Can you read out your evaluation, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Congratulations, Erum, for attempting this and completing the project. What I liked about your speech is you covered all the areas of the interview, which is pre-preparation during the interview and the post-interview. You discuss about the 9 steps of interview, from reading the job description, covering all the areas like how we can compare job description to our CV and make some modification in our CV and then apply it. You spoke about the background of how to verify the background of the company and its culture, which is very much required for us to whether make a decision whether to join that company or not to join the company. You also spoke about the body language. You spoke about the body language, that how we should have eye contact during the interview, and the dressing sense. Also, dressing sense makes a very much impactful. As it is said, around 85% or 90% covers our body language, and then only 5% or 10% covers our words. So these all things were very good and explained in a detailed manner. I liked your way of explaining. What I would like you to improve upon is do not read from the script. Why? Because you are an experienced Toastmaster, and if you are reading from the script, it will not give an impactful thing. The points which you are covering are already available on the various platforms like the LinkedIn, Google. There's nothing new in this. So I did not found anything new, and I was not very much impressed with this thing. Why? Because if you are not sharing your story, what interview I would like to hear from you, what is exactly you learn from the interview and which you want to pass on to other people, that what are the pros and cons of doing or answering in this manner or not to answer in this manner. That should have covered your this speech, and it would have hooked the audience also. Why? Because if you are not storing a personal story or your experience, then there is nothing to hear from your speech. Why? Because everything is available nowadays on these social media platforms. So I would request you that next time whenever you attempt, give your personal experience, so that we can learn from your experience and implement in our thing. Instead of sharing what is available, content is available, that same thing if you're sharing on the speech, there is no value addition, which I think, which I would request you. Overall, your speech was excellent, and it meets the guidelines of the Toastmasters project. Thank you very much, and all the best for your next speech here.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay Singh, for your valid points shared to the speaker. I'm sure the speaker will inculcate in their next speeches. You have covered all the lines where the speaker should have been standing and also delivering a speech, rightly pointed out. There's only one suggestion for you to Toastmaster Sanjay Jain is whenever you read the guidelines to the evaluation, you should mention level 1, project 2, which pathways and who mentored it, and the time guidelines, that is 5 to 7 minutes for the speaker. That would have been little more educative for the speaker. Let's go to the second evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Rahul.
Okay. Before I proceed, Toastmaster Erum, I'm guessing you're a seasoned Toastmaster and this is not your first speech at level 1, correct? Okay. Okay, fine. Let me start with the what I found good about his speech. First one is we start with a question. Very few people do that to capture the audience attention. And it was a very good question. Who has not done an interview? Most of us have. So that was very intriguing. And it also captured everyone's attention. Then later, you wasted no time. You jumped straight into how to prepare for an interview. You gave a lot of suggestions. I believe 9 steps or 9 ways that we can be prepared for an interview. It was good. I like the structure. It was very structured. You ask, you capture the audience attention, you waste no time, you jump right into the speech. Wonderful. And also, it was very jam packed. It was informational. If I was a student who was preparing for an interview, and if I come across a speech, definitely all of these points will help me for sure. And rather than just going through a form, it would be nice if somebody spoke to me. These are the things which I found very interesting or which captivated me to your speech. Now let me come to the recommendations. So the first one is whenever you give a speech online, I would recommend that you don't use a virtual background because it kind of restricts your movements, right? Right now I don't use virtual background and this feels very clean. And also one more thing is I felt you didn't utilize the entire space given to you and it felt like I can only see you till over here. So I felt there was a lot more room that you could have used when giving a speech. So use hand gestures, maybe you could have done maybe portrayed an interview. Maybe you could have been the student and how the interview had gone. You have a lot of different options, right? When you have this much of screen space. All this is for you to take. And the second thing is, which I felt was there were a lot many points. 9 points is a lot. And to me, it felt like you were just going in a very monotonous and too informational it was. It's better that you cut short 2 major points and give some illustrations of how it happens. So we kind of relate to everything. Even though you gave all good points, the fact that it felt a little too educational, let's say, educational speaking, was something which people would tend to forget as time because 9 points is a lot. And the last one, which I would tell that the call to action, when you ended the speech, I would have preferred that you would have ended it by saying that try this out. Maybe who knows, you could get next, you could maybe ace your next interview or something like that, or you could put some call to action like that in the ending, which the audience can come back to, which always leaves a good impression. Now, to summarize what all which I found with the speech, coming to the commendations is a good way to start speech, a question, which I always love. And the second is it was a good structure. You wasted no time. And the second one and the third one is it was very informational. It was a very jam-packed and informational speech. Now, coming to the recommendations, I would suggest that you use the entire screen space given to you and maybe like less points and more illustrations of how it impacted you or how we can relate to it. And the ending point is have a better or a punchful call to action and end your speech on a very powerful note. Being said that, I did enjoy your speech and I look forward to your future speeches as well. And thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. You used the sandwich method, but however, it was a great speech by the speaker. Both these violators had recommended not to read the speech, but to deliver the speech. That should have been the message. And for you to Toastmaster Rahul, whenever you read the evaluation guidelines, you should say the speaker is attempting level 1 project 2 from so and so pathways and been mentored by so and so if the speaker is mentored. And you should also mention timer. Please note the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. That would have been added in that was missing. But at the end, I would request all the evaluators to inspire and encourage the speaker so that they come back and deliver the second speech. That's most important. You have given the good in the opening and you said what you would have improvised at the end. Give it a strong, inspiring message to the speaker so that they come back and keep delivering. That's the motivation they require. Otherwise, the good evaluation, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause. Let's go to the second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. To evaluate the first, I would request Toastmaster Smruti, Sagarika, Mohanty. Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. In my evaluation part, I will cover the delivery aspect of the speech, followed by the next evaluator will cover the content part. Toastmasters Sunil Gupta. When it comes to a elaborative 18 to 22-minute speech, we all know what it takes to hold the audience for the entire duration. The things which stood out in your particular speech was not one or two, rather I have many points here. Let me highlight few for our audience. One is the usage of prop. We all know a monotonous dialogue or maybe a delivery will bore the audience, but the moment we bring prop, that is something new to the screen. It hooks the audience, want them to listen more to you. You did use two props to engage them. Kudos. Second, you used dialogues in your speech where you delivered and narrated how you and your friend had a conversation between us. Again, a good delivery and the better usage of engaging the audience. And the third aspect, which I love the most, your dialogue wherein you emphasized on, oh, Sharmaji's 2 BHK. I didn't think on that this modulation can be bought in this particular line. I was so glad to see that the delivery part was taken care of, even though whatever you had in the content. Now, when we are talking about certain good aspect, let's see how we can use our delivery in an incremental manner. The first and the foremost thing, prop was there, but I was waiting. The prop was too loud on my screen. The speech, you almost there. You were there while concluding your speech. You were saying that envy is bad and we can do 1, 2, 3 steps to cover the envy or to eradicate it. I thought that now you are going to use the prop once again to remove it and throw it by saying, I did overcome the aspect of envy part. Let's try that. Bringing is important, at the same time, swiftly removing the prop is equally relevant. Now, second part is, we know it's a very limited space. It is difficult to bring all the drama on the screen. However, today in the speech, your hand gestures were quite confined to your lower torso. Rather, when you are using the sentence called, I was digging dive, I wasn't able to see your hand and what exactly Sunil is doing. So if you can just use your torso maybe towards the upper part of your body, especially for a virtual meeting, so that it will be quite elaborative in nature. Third is with respect to the movement part overall. We know standing still at one point and delivering everything can be quite challenging for you and also kind be quite yawning for the audience. If we can just move maybe towards right when you are saying that these are the challenges, the HRM, to the center when you are saying that, okay, these were my conversation, towards your again, towards your left when you are saying that I use step 1, 2, 3, coming close to the camera when you are saying that the misery and anxiety was following up you, and again distancing more while you are saying you cover it up. Just try. But overall, Sunil, a good job on bringing a humor and doing justice of using the dialogues and prop. But we know where to stop, or we know that where to remove the prop and bring these movement in your speech. We know the incremental growth is way forward to us. Thank you so much. I wish you good luck for all your speeches coming forward. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you to Pastor Mohanty for your clinical evaluation. Yes, you gave point by point for the speaker Sunil Gupta. I'm sure he will imbibe these suggestions in the coming futures. You are perfectly right to mention that when it is 18 to 20-minute speech, people used to tend the diversification. Yes, we could have included few humorous or some little more activity for the audience to be engaged. That was truly and very precisely you mentioned it to him. Great speech. It's a great effort to deliver 20-minute speech, which he has really done it. And again, a suggestion to you, Ms. Toastmaster Mohanty, is I would love to hear who the mentor is and which pathways the speaker has taken, because that will inspire the audience too. Oh, he is the mentor. Oh, this is the pathway. That will make a lot of impact. Otherwise, great job. I'll come back to you again. Let's invite to the second evaluator, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, and greetings of the day, Toastmasters and guests, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. So now I'll be evaluating the content part of your speech. And first, the ones that were done well, the commendations. Now, the message, Sunil, was very clear from the very beginning. The green-eyed monster jealousy, how it harms my mental health, and how it harms my relations. All that you mentioned clearly. You navigated very well by involving the audience in quick questions. So again, that what is going to make them feel jealous or what will not and why it will not was done well. Those quick questions that came in between were very good. And you gave wonderful examples, analogies, one-liners. For example, while talking about HRM, you said compromise in one will destabilize the other. So immediately you gave the example further ahead about jealousy. So that connected well with your topic. Now, the structure of your speech also seemed to be logically done. The story narrative kept moving ahead step by step in a very logical manner. Now, what I mean by that is you're talking about the thing. Then you move on to that if not checked properly, it results in that prop that came up, headache and this and that. You said sleep disturbances and all that. Now, initially, the transitions were happening beautifully, very smooth transitions. And as a speaker, you were carrying me along, the listener, with you. I was being taken forward, carried forward with you in your narrative, and you were commanding my attention. And I was following the content. Why? Because it was not a discourse. You were conversing, you were giving examples. All right, my friend, and I did this happened, this is how it happened. So it was not at all a discourse on jealousy. And it seems to be very well navigated, kind of a case study that you were presenting in front of us. Now, moving on to a few recommendations. I was being carried forward because I was probably listening. I was all ears. And after a point of time, I thought that sentences are becoming too long, and it is now becoming preachy because the pattern started becoming quite predictable after a particular, because it was a long speech. Had it been a shorter one, things would have been passed on well. So this is what happened, one. And now the listeners, I feel, the audience, the ones who did not have the task of the evaluation thing, would have probably drifted away. So to bring in variety, you could have added little bit more data, or that I think could have been removed. Like every time it was I. So that I and you and somebody else, a third person coming in, giving in more examples, giving in some more contrast. That, in a world where a green-eyed monster prevails or rules, there are people, and then you could have given something of that kind. And one very important thing, the conclusion should have been made more strong. When I was listening, wanting to hear something strong from you, you are very good at giving good beginnings and good endings. A very abrupt thank you was not what I was expecting. But otherwise, congratulations on completing this task, this project, and also bringing up something which is such a very simple, subtle, yet a very pertinent thing to be spoken of in this world of today. Thank you very much, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur. I could see this as the incremental evaluation from your end to the speaker. You mentioned all the logical suggestions to the speaker, starting from the speech, the body language, and to the conclusion. It's very well said, because the content was so good. You have narrated each and every point to him and also gave the suggestion what best he could be inculcated in his next speeches. A good evaluation, good suggestions, where ironically it would have been much more pretext to the speech. But however, nothing to take back the good suggestion and the learnings from each evaluator. One more suggestion to you also, Toastmaster Jaspreet, is again, we all have missed the which pathways and the mentors. That is very important. Please try to inculcate in your next evaluations. These two are important whenever you are called to read out the guidelines to the speaker. Otherwise, very informative, very learning from all the evaluators of the day. I think, ladies and gentlemen, they need something big. Let's give them a big round of applause. It's a great session. Now let's go to our TAGL team on a quick, in the interest of the time. Yes, we have still time. The timer of the day, Toastmaster Mita M. Shah. Are you ready with your report?
Yes, I'll just read out the
Please,
timing
please,
used
please,
by.
please go ahead. Yes, Toastmaster.
Okay, the timings taken by the first speaker, Erum. She has taken 7 minutes, 26 seconds. The second speaker, Sunil Gupta, has taken 20 minutes 20 seconds. Evaluator Sanjay Jain, he has taken for evaluation 3 minutes 6 seconds. Second evaluator for first speaker, Rahul, he has taken 3 minutes 38 seconds. Evaluator, speaker 2, evaluator 1, Smruti S. Mohanty, she has taken 3 minutes 27 seconds. And evaluator 2, Jaspreet Kaur, has taken 3 minutes 36 seconds. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mita Shah. Now let's go to the R counter of the day, Toastmaster Shalin.
Thank you, General Evaluator Nasir. I'll share my screen. Can the host enable me to share my screen?
Toastmaster Shalin, can you try now?
Still gives me that message, host disabled participant screen sharing.
I'm making the arrangement. I would request you to please read out meanwhile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So in the interest of time, I'll go ahead with my report. So there were 3 people who did not have any filler words or filler sounds or any type of long pauses. So they were Toastmaster Mita, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, and Toastmaster Sunil. Sunil spoke for 20 minutes, more than 20 minutes, but I could not find any filler words or any filler sounds in his speech. Then there were few people who had some filler sounds. Toastmaster Nasir had one then Toastmaster Renu had one
Mr. Shalin,
Yeah.
your screen rights has been given to you. Can you share?
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
So Toastmaster, as I was saying, Toastmaster Renu had one Toastmaster Chahat had 2 ahs, 2 ums. Toastmaster Sanjay had 5 plus ahs and 2 so's. Toastmaster Rahul had 5 plus ahs, 1 so and 1 you know. Toastmaster Erum had 1 Toastmaster Jaspreet had 1 sorry, she had 3 R's. I wrote her name twice. And Toastmaster Smruti had 1 A. A couple of suggestions from my side, what you can do to improve your speech and not have any filler words or filler sounds is, first, you can have strategic pauses. Strategic pauses help you to think clearly and speak confidently, something that I am trying a lot myself. I have this filler word so a lot. Then second thing is you can record yourself and listen to yourself and find out how many times you're using these fillers. I will also paste my report in the chat box so that you can refer to it afterwards as well. That's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator Nasir.
Sir, you are mute.
Nasir, you are mute here.
Oh, sorry. Our counter Toastmaster Shalin, that was a good recommendation on pauses. It's really very informative. Let's practice the same. Let's go ahead with the next Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi on grammarian report.
Sure, Toastmaster. I'm just sharing my screen. Hope it's visible.
Yes, it is.
Good. So the word of the day was incremental for today. It was actually used by Toastmaster Chahat, Toastmaster Smriti, and yourself, Toastmaster Nasir. Some good usages in today's meeting: compromise in one can destabilize in the other, little joys of life, jealousy dictate my actions, dead burden on me, empathy instead of envy, commanding my attention, pattern became predictable. Some rhetorical devices used. Rhetorical questions was tell me about yourself by Toastmaster Erum. How many you people feel jealous of Mukesh Ambani home? Toastmaster Sunil. One epithet used by Toastmaster Sunil, which is trivial emotion. Hyperpora used. They were like two from Toastmaster Erum. How to prepare for an interview. There are 9 steps to prepare. Do you have any questions? We need to prepare questions for the interviewer. And in terms of the metaphor and analog used, it is all by Toastmaster Sunil. Grimmed with enemy, magnifying my insecurities. Storm was brewing in me. Fatigue clouded my thoughts. And one analogy used: fish cannot fly, horse cannot swim. Some good recommendations: over LinkedIn. Can you have my interview? Can you please take my interview? You can reach there. You can reach there. Yeah. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
That was a wonderful report from Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi as a grammarian. Let's go to the last listener of the day, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal.
Yeah. It's now time for some short questions for everyone. So, to begin with, I would like to ask, which emotion did the speaker 2 considered as a silent enemy?
Envy, jealousy.
Jealousy.
True. Okay. Which effect did Toastmaster of the day talked upon while opening her session? Which effect?
Domino effect.
True. Very good. 2 points to Shalin. Time for others to catch up. Okay. Which AI tool did the speaker Erum recommended for improving or preparing for your interview skills?
Yoda.
Which AI tool? Sorry?
It starts from Y.
She meant
Doodle?
Udly.
it's close. Yeah, it's Udly.ai. Okay. So what is opposite of connection according to the speaker's Sunil's speech? What is opposite of connection?
Isolation.
Right. Bang on. Okay. What did Sunil recommend to bring focus back into our lives? There was one suggestion, one recommendation made whenever we want to bring our focus back into our life, away from others. So he had suggested something.
To not compete with others but ourselves, to becoming better.
Yeah, that's okay. He recommended setting up goals for ourselves. And this is how we'll be keeping our focus to ourselves. Well, that shall be all, General Evaluator, from my end. Now, I would just say that everybody had been a very good listener today, and we had really captivating speeches throughout the session today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu. To be a good speaker, you first need to be a good listener. That is what Toastmaster Shalin excelled in today's learning process. That was nicely mentioned by our listener. I think Toastmasters, the entire TAGL team has done a wonderful job. Let us give them a big round of applause and encourage them to keep taking such prominent roles. Now, let me go to the entire meeting process. For the first would be the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sudhir. Right on dot 7:30, the meeting was started. Toastmaster Sudhir had a loud and very clear voice with high energy. That's very fabulous to hear, because a Sergeant at Arms is the one who opens the meeting and brings in the positive energy to all the audience over there. The great work by Sergeant at Arms. You had also done very fabulously by reading out all the rules of the Toastmasters meeting. It was nice to hear and more to be very educative on your part. And lastly, you had a great introduction to your presiding officer. Great job, great thing to move. Let's see you in much more higher roles. Toastmasters Sudhir, he deserves a big round of applause. Going ahead to the presiding officer of the day, Toastmasters Smruti, Sagarika, Mohanty. You look very calm and composed and very pleasant appearance on the screen. You had a great voice and a great message. Starting, you welcomed all the audience. That was a great view. And you took time to introduce, to call upon all the guests who are present there, including me. That was one of the greatest leadership skills whenever a presiding officer comes. And you spoke very well, connected with the theme of the day. And the good thing was to bring the members with the attention what exactly you want to share with them. And overall, a great role as a presiding officer. But one suggestion for you is from my observation is that presiding officer should speak at least a minute or 1 minute 30 seconds about her personal story resonating with the theme, which would connect with the Toastmaster and inspire the audience. That was missing if you could calculate. Otherwise, the brilliant work as a presiding officer, you too need a very big round of applause for your work. Today we don't have the table topic master. Yes, let's go to the one and only Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chahat Arora. What could I say? As the TMOD, you banged by the opening of your role. You started by asking questions to the audience to activate their energy into your learnings. And you also spoke about how small steps will take you to the make a bigger impact. Toastmaster is all about such little things. Every role today you all have taken is the small step, keeping a brick on your foundation and climbing up for a bigger impact over the days to come. That you very nicely described. And you gave very inspiring message to the audience. And you are very confident in relevating all the messages so that the audience would get interested. Very well did job, but few suggestions for you, Toastmasters of the day. And I like that one thing about 1% rule. That was very informative to take back to home for today's meeting. Few suggestion is, as a TMOD, the responsibility is to see that all the role players are well informed and well educated about their roles of the day. Today's evaluator, Toastmaster Sanjay, Jain was not aware of the evaluation sheet. I request the Toastmaster of the day to look into that. The evaluation sheets are shared to the evaluators so that they know on what subject the speaker is speaking. Unless they are not aware of it, the evaluation will not have any purpose on it. Right? And I could also see the speaker Erum was asking for share the screen. I am not sure what was that. Nobody responded to her. Maybe she wanted to share something. I have to just find out on that. Please find out on that. Others, please make ensure all the role players get their valid reports before coming to the meeting. Otherwise, a great work at Toastmaster Chahat Arora. It was very well narrated, very well captivated, and your transformation from one speaker to the other was very well connected. You all always brought the speakers with a good limelight. Hope to see you much more in the coming days into bigger roles. Toastmaster Chahat Arora, you need a big round of applause. Overall, a great meeting as I'm here, the Gabbys Toastmaster. It's wonderful to be here. Great theme, great word of the day. Lot to learn. I think the energy is enormously grew where each audience is captivated by the energy of each speaker and each role player. That's the beauty of the Gabbys Toastmasters. With the other role players, I think even all the guests who were there would have left. We'll leave this meeting with much satisfaction, with a lot of learning. Yes, Toastmaster is not well connected to the entire society, but we are all making a small difference in inviting guests and telling them, enriching them about the journey of Toastmasters, how it is, how it can help you both in professional and in your personal life, which will make a small impact, but that makes a lot of difference in everyone's life, maybe into the personal or professional life. It's great. It's a great meeting, great energy. I would love to come back again. With that, I'll hand it over back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chahat.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nasir. In the interest of times, let me just ask one simple question once again, that one small habit that you are going to start eventually that will lead to a bigger difference in your life. You don't need to tell us, you can write it for yourself, and I'm sure it will help us get better. Whether it's improving as a speaker, becoming a better leader, or making a difference in someone's life, progress is built one step at a time. Every speech we give, every word of encouragement we share, every small effort we make adds up to something bigger than we can imagine. So, as we all leave today, ask yourself, what is one small step you can take that will lead to a bigger impact in our lives or in the lives of those around us? Thank you all for your energy and participation today. It has been an honor to be your Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chahat. Can we hear it for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chahat? I felt a reflection of a teacher where we have been given a homework to do as well. That do go back, ponder on the thoughts, identify the steps, the smaller steps, and do a bigger impact later in your life. Thank you so much once again, Toastmaster Chahat, for letting us know, for not only educating, rather forcing us to revisit the importance of first steps or the smaller steps in life. So thanks a lot once again. Really appreciate you taking up the role for the Gabbys meeting. It's time towards the closing part of the meeting. So here you're going to see the polls on your screen. Polls is a sign of encouragement for our role takers, for our speakers, evaluators, everybody who is putting a lot of effort in preparation and then delivering it in a better manner. So you may see the category on your screen. Please do not hesitate. Rather, I encourage all of you to quickly vote for your favorite one. By the time you share your love through votings, let me quickly go back to my screen and take few suggestions from our guest or visiting Toastmasters. First and foremost, thank you, Toastmaster Nasir, for joining the meeting. I did hear few feedbacks which you have reiterated in the meeting. One was with respect to reading the project or project details and timing elaboratively. That's a very important suggestion taken care of. We missed that part today, but thank you so much for highlighting the same. It's very important because we are equally learning here. Your second suggestion was to highlight who is the mentor of the speaker. So that's another wise suggestion. We do have members without a mentor as well because they chose not to. Having said that, we will definitely take it to the committee to discuss that how practically and feasible it is to add and incorporate in our prepared speech segment. But thank you so much for sharing your valuable feedback in the general evaluation segment. So may I now ask Pavitra. Pavitra, would you like to share your quick feedback about the meeting? Pavitra is I hope you're the same Pavitra who is our newest member. If you're
Yes, ma'am.
speaking, you're on mute. Oh, yeah,
No,
she is. Would you like to share your feedback? How did you like the meeting?
yes, ma'am. I'm very happy today because all are sharing good things, and I am learning something. This meeting today.
Your voice is quite low and it's breaking in between. Would you like to try once again? I did hear that you liked the meeting. Okay, no worries. I'll connect with her separately then. But thank you so much, Pavitra, for joining and staying with us till the last minute and sharing your inputs. Now, may I request Rahul Jain? would you like to share your thoughts and your feedback about the meeting? Rahul Jain, if you're speaking, you're on mute. Okay, moving ahead, may I request Jaya to please help us with your quick feedback, please? I did see you sharing your feedback on chat, so we really appreciate it. Would you like to please share something, some comments here? Okay, seems it's a pretty much late evening for people joining in IST time zone. Okay, now may I request maybe, okay, this is the same Sudhir, I guess, in two screens. Okay. May I ask Sashikant, how different do you feel about this particular meeting as you have been joining us since a while? How did you feel?
So, means joining Gabbys meeting is kind of giving me incremental increase in my knowledge, and it is kind of the love for the Gabbys is kind of also getting increased by every meeting. I like today's meeting, although I always like to see table topics. So when I came to know there is no table topic, but it was a little disappointing. But again, when I came to know that there is a speech by my favorite Sunil Gupta, I love his expressions, his delivery. So that was more than table topics for me. Means this meeting was as good as any other. Like you're always like on time. Uh, I'm wasting a bit of time now, but you were on time. I like general evaluator as well. He was top notch today, so it was all good feedback from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sashikant, for joining another meeting of Gabbys and sharing your thoughts about the meeting overall. That helps us, that rather fuel our meeting spirit and force us to bring something new and better next time. Thank you so much. Now, may I request Toastmaster Nasir once again would like to put you on spotlight. Other than the evaluation part, how did you feel in general about the meeting?
I'm really flabbergasted by the presence of all you such wonderful speakers. It takes courage and commitment to come here and spend 2 hours, which is worth investing in your life. I could see Sunil Gupta. Yes, 20 minutes is not a really easy task, but he did so splendidly. And little bit of your inspiration, recommendation. I'm sure people like Erum will climb the next level. Little bit of guidance before coming to the meeting will make a lot of difference to the role players. That's what my suggestion is. Otherwise, it was a dream to attend the Gabbys meeting that was fulfilled today. I have been asked for many times, but due to time constraint, I could not attend. Today, somehow I had time, so I joined. As a area director, a lot of work in especially April, May. Every Saturday, Sundays, we are booked for division and other contests. So never had time. Today, it's a pleasure and it's my privilege to be here to meet all such wonderful speakers. It's great. Gabby is what I used to hear with our mentor. I think Sourav Dutta has left. The great personality who is here, who is the architect of Gabby. I am sure going ahead, it'll go to the next level. I wish all the best to all the role players and the members of Gabby's.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much joining. It's our lucky day that you made it for this particular meeting. And thank you so much for sharing all your learnings, all your advices. We are going to definitely try to flourish more with the inputs which you have given. Thank you so much once again. And I do have the results with me. But before that, as a Gabby's tradition, let's highlight the woos and wows of the meeting. Before that, I see Chahat Arora joining. Chahat, would you like to share something? I see you joining now. Would you like to share something with us?
No, I'm sorry, Smruti. So what has happened? My laptop turned off, so I joined in again
Chahat.
through my phone, and it was by mistake. I'm sorry for
Oh,
that.
no worries. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chahat, for letting us know. But okay, on that note, let's go back to the woos and wows of the Gabby's meeting. And for this particular today's meeting, the things which really stood out first and foremost, there were many role takers. The guest, they may not know this, or maybe the visiting toastmaster, they may not know this, but few of the visiting toastmasters few of the members of Gabbys, they picked the role in the last second. They decided to fill in the gap, come up, show, fill the roster on time, on track, and voila, 7:30 we were there on screen without a single hiccup. So you all deserve a huge round of applause from our end. Without you, the meeting is never possible. So thank you so much. That's one thing which really stood out. So heartfelt, rather sincere, thankful appreciation for all the members and the visiting Toastmasters both for picking the role in the very last second. We have dropout as a part of every Toastmaster meeting, but members and visiting Toastmasters like all of us, they never make us feel that, hey, something is missing over there. So thank you so much. The second part was the gradual strength, that is the increase in number of participants. We reached the number pretty high and they did remain there till the evaluation part was over. They were not only listening to the speakers, but they did stay to listen to the evaluation as well. So thank you so much for doing that once again. Though we are doing very good, let's see a couple of aspects where we know that we can work better. One part is with respect to, again, the drop in the participant count drastically. I understand people, they come here, they see the relevant part, but for us, the relevant part is also the auxiliary role takers. They'd sit throughout the entire meeting just to help us improve. They do prepare report, but their part is not only to come and prepare the reporting. They are here to help a speaker and an evaluator grow exponentially by not covering a couple of parts, by working on multiple aspects. So my sincere urge to people who are going to see the recording later and people who are here, do sit there tight till our auxiliary role takers are done with their role, because they're putting a lot of efforts. So don't miss any part. You may pick the role next time. So come here, learn how we do it, or rather let us know that where we need to improve, and let's try to grow and learn mutually from here. So that is one fine aspect. The second aspect, which our general evaluator also covered, that I will rather put it internally for our VP education team to do the briefing part very thoroughly. Which particular role taker will read which particular part and what aspect will be covered by which particular member. We will work on it, but that's a woo for us, and we will take it very internally. We will take it the discussion forward. But that's it with respect to woos and wows. But time for the results. So with respect to the 4 categories, starting with our favorite speaker today. We had 2 speakers, both made it within time. That's a very good part. But the speaker whom you vote for the favorite one is our second speaker, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. May I request our Zoom moderator to please parallelly spotlight the members whom I am reading out the names. The second category was the role taker. That is the main role taker with respect to our TMOD and the general evaluator. I did wait. Trust me when I say this, I did wait that let everyone vote for them and then I will draw and pick one. But we have a tie today to both our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Chahat, and our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nasir. Can we have both spotlighted? And thank you both the visiting Toastmaster for taking this particular role. Now, up next is our main category of auxiliary role taker. Again, words are like, I cannot share in my limited words rather that how good the entire culmination of team today we had with respect to all the TAGL role, but with your maximum vote, the favorite one is our grammarian Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Congratulations. And for the evaluation part, we had 4 evaluators, but unfortunately, only because of timing, the 2 evaluators didn't qualify for the polling part. So out of which the 2 evaluators, thank you so much for showering your love, and it's truly yours. You voted for me as your favorite one. So thank you so much once again for that category. Don't we have Chahat in the room? Chahat, is it possible to come on camera?
Yes, I am back. But again, there is some issue with my laptop. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No, absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Congratulations once again to the favorite one, but also big congratulations to all the people who were behind the screen, who were there with all your particular roles. Thank you so much for joining the meeting. Let me reiterate, we meet thrice a week. Tuesday, it's 7:30 p.m. IST. Thursday, 7 p.m. IST. And Saturday, 10 a.m. IST. So please do come. This Thursday, you're going to witness something new again, a different pattern, a different combination. Looking forward to see you on Thursday meeting. Till that time, keep learning, stay healthy. I hereby officially close the meeting. Take care. Bye-bye.